All right, here's the UFO Museum and Research Center in Roswell. I'm here at the UFO Museum in Roswell, New Mexico, and I'm here with...
My name is Julie Schuster. I'm the Executive Director of the UFO Museum. Well, we have what we understand is probably the second largest collection of UFO materials, books, videos, magazines, next to the Vatican.
Wow.
That's what we've been told. Now, please, nobody take me to task for that. That's just what we hear.
Okay.
But we do have a very extensive collection. Probably 95% of it has been donated by individuals who are giving away their collections for whatever reasons and know that this is a home where it will be cataloged. We are a real library. We're not a lending library. We're a special collections library because so many of our items are one of a kind. And what you saw was just partial because we have a huge room where things are counted or cataloged almost, but they haven't been archived yet. And we just got a collection of movies from a gentleman who just said, here. And there was probably 50 movies. So, that we're really proud of that. We do research for and help from kindergartners with Flat Stanley up to people working on doctoral paperwork and wanting to know about the economics of the economic values for Roswell of the museum. Then we go into our first display. A whole side is on Roswell incident. What we know, the witnesses, the progression of the story, the government cover-up, and then ongoing research.
Well, could you take us on a tour of your museum?
I'd be happy to. Dave, welcome to our research library. As I was saying, this is probably one of the, hopefully, if not the second best in the world. Hopefully we're right up there. Everything in here, biggest percentage has been donated. It's any subject you want with the UFO phenomena, we should have something on it. Skeptical, we've got the skeptical books as well as all of the other research books. We've got fiction, nonfiction, we've got Roswell, pretty much everything.
Now I see you also got audio tapes. What are these?
These are audio tapes on research, science, sightings, and abductions, and they're just different stories or different articles or different information on there. We have, and we finally got them, thanks to the library staff, they've gotten them all cataloged to where people can take a little cassette and walk in here and listen to them. We've got videos, and we've got little separate video rooms where if there's a movie they saw or thought they missed and wanted to see the whole thing, they can go into a private little room and watch it. And we have people who spend all day in there watching movies. Okay, this is where we start talking about the Roswell incident. This is where we have witness statements, kind of a chronology of what happened on July 4th of 1947, from the Brazel family to the sheriff to the radio announcers who were going to interview Mac. And when we come in, one of the things over here on our left is our pictures of the base. A lot of pictures that deal with the base in the 1947 period.
Okay.
And then as we come along, we see one best-looking man.
Is that your dad?
That's my dad. And one of the fun things is this is Colonel Blanchard, who was the base commander at the time, that gave my dad the order to do the news release. And my dad was 6'4". And I always loved looking at the height of my dad and Blanchard. And then there's General Ramey back here from Fort Worth.
Right.
So it's kind of fun to have the pictures of the era. Then we go into the continuation of the timeline, the July 8th newspaper, saying we have in our possession a flying saucer. And then the July 9th that says no.
Huh.
And then all of a lot of the witnesses that were involved, military, Jess Marcel, who was the base intelligence officer at the time, who went out to the base with Matt Brazel to pick up debris or to look at it and see what it was.
Okay.
Then as you go, we have our mock-up.
Mock-up.
Even though this isn't accurate, it was done for a TV show, and the putting together of it was part of it, so we got to keep it. This is the cover-up connection. Get my hand out of the way. Where here's what a mobile balloon, some of the information on the mobile balloon and some of the different cover-up items. Here's our Harold, our anthropomorphic dummy, who was not used until 1952.
Now, some will ask, if your father worked for the military and they wanted to cover it up, why did he start this museum? If the military wanted to cover it up?
Well, because the military has, since that time, has come up with 4 or 5 different explanations. So the cover-up keeps changing.
Okay.
And when people wanted information, so we said, you need a place for people, especially for people from Roswell, to come and give their story or to give information. When the incident happened and when they covered it up, they told all of the military, you don't talk about it now or ever. If you, your grandchildren, your children or grandchildren ever want any governmental help, VA loans, any college loans, any type of governmental help, you don't say anything now or ever. And they just went, yes, sir. Locals and some of the people on ranches around were threatened. You don't talk about it. It's a big desert, that kind of thing.
Wow.
So they kept it quiet, but then in their later years, like my dad was, what are they going to do? It's long enough now that there's not a lot they're going to do. And are they bugging our phones? If they're that desperate for hearing my phone calls, more power to them. They really need a job.